Alright, now that we've got all the frets back in there and the binding back on, we're ready to kind of move on. It still needs a little bit of cleanup up here, but we're good to get going. I've got my temporary tailpiece jig kind of put on here, and then this loose saddle. This is actually the saddle from this. The only thing I've done is I took and I kind of filed this top edge so that I've tried to push everything forward a little bit, so that basically we're going to get the frontest most edge, the frontest most edge. I'm going to use where it was as kind of a lineup spot, just to kind of eyeball it. But we're going to put the two outside E strings on, and we're going to tune them up, and then we'll move this around to intonate it, mark it, and then we'll be using a new jig to try and route it. But step one, we got to get some strings on here. So I need to go get a tuner now and tune these up. I will do that, and I'll bring you back, and I'll show you kind of how this is done. Okay, I'm getting pretty close in tuning. I thought I'd bring you back. Okay, that looks good. Just a hair more on that one. Okay, and then we go to the 12th fret. We're a little flat. We're a little sharp. So flat needs to come forward. Sharp needs to go backwards. Just like that. And then we'll do this again. Make sure we're in tune. We're not. Okay, then we'll hit the 12th fret. Still a little sharp. Alright, it's got the exact same wiggle the open note does. And that's good. That means we're looking good. This is still sharp. Okay, so we're looking good here. In tune. In tune. Come on. Problem is I'm playing with the wrong hand. That's good. That's good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to mark the front edge of the saddle with my pencil here. And then we can take all this off of here. We can lower these strings down, and not only can we, we're going to have to. So, take some tension off of here, take this whole setup off of here, and then we'll have a straight line to route against. So, we'll get out the new routing system, and we'll do that. Alright, well, I got this all set up right where I want it to be. I went ahead and clamped it right here. This is stuck pretty good. It's not moving. It's not going anywhere. I'm pretty happy with it. But basically, we're going to take my Dremel tool here on its little base and cut that slot. And I'm pretty sure I've got it set right where I want it. All I got to do now is basically do it. So that's kind of where we're at. Now I'm going to make sure I get some glasses on. Oh, I'm going to make sure I get some glasses I can see through on. And then I think we're going to cut this thing. Let me move the microphone a little bit away. That's it. Okay. Very clean. Very cool. There's a saddle slot. Alright, so we got this saddle slot cut, and I've got a blank for it. I actually have two blanks, and there's another one floating around here. It's a little bit smaller, but I was kind of test fitting it, and this one seems to fit really good. But as you can tell, that's way too big. So what we'll need to do is measure our length. Lock that in. Make sure we're looking good. Yeah. And then we'll just basically transfer that to here. I was kind of playing around with it, seeing where I wanted it. I think that's looking pretty good. Maybe we'll come all the way to this edge. But yeah, that should be good there. I'll have to go out to the disc sander, I think, or the bandsaw and shape that. Another thing we'll do while we're thinking about it is I want to straighten this up. And if we use this as our edge, I don't need this much height on here. I'm thinking down to about there. And we'll knock this off where we got a straight and solid line. Right about there. That should be plenty of saddle. I will probably go ahead and throw a radius on here. It matches this. Just to get us moving along. So I'll take this out to the disc sander and knock some off and reshape it, and then we'll be moving along. I can drop that in there, and we're basically looking at some strings and making sure she's set up right. Get her cleaned up and put back together all the way. So here we go. Alright, so I just came back in, and here's our saddle. I put a little radius on it. What I find is my disc sander leaves a little bit of a rough edge. So I take some sandpaper and just knock that down a little bit more. So we've got a smooth edge for those strings to slide across. But we should be looking good here. Okay, we're still a little bit long, which is fine. I'd much rather be a little bit long than not quite long enough. What we'll do is we'll grab a block and some sandpaper and take it down a little bit at a time. I think the first thing we need to do is put a little bit of a radius on these. It's a round bit that you cut the hole with, so they're rounded edges. So you kind of want to do that with your saddle too, make it look good. I didn't do that out on the disc sander. It goes a little fast. I kind of prefer to do it just inside on some rough sandpaper. Well, I think that's just about it. I think we're bottomed out. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's going to be crazy tall currently, so I'm going to have to take that down. But this gives me an idea about how much to take it down, and I think I need to take it down about, truthfully, the depth of the slot. I think about 2.5, yeah. Oh, man. So what I'll do is, I'll try to do this where you can see it. I'm going to take a good chunk off of here. I'm going to mark this up with Sharpie like I have done before. Both sides. And we're still just rough fitting this. Obviously, I'm going to have to make adjustments after we get some strings on here. I'm not going to put enough Sharpie on there to do anything. I'll scratch a little line. And we'll go take that down just a little bit more. Alright, so I cut this down a little bit more. And we should at least be in the realm of test fits. We can start talking about strings. I'm going to really quickly round this corner off. Yeah, that's looking like a guitar saddle. Okay. I mean, there we go. We're really doing pretty good. Thinking ahead a little bit here. But, yeah, next thing will be get the rest of the strings. We've got 2. But, when we're ready for that, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup off camera between now and putting some strings on here. Maybe thinking about getting these pick guards back or getting them ready at least to go back on. Yeah, and we'll be moving along.